here to a very special Bobcat Buzz, as you know, in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse, exclusively here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora and through Dan Tortora Broadcast Media. We have the opportunity to bring you student athletes, coaches, and administration from here on James Street in Syracuse with the Bobcats of Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. So it is my honor and privilege as you see the hardware, and trust me folks, there's plenty off screen as well. So we have national champions in 2019, 2021, obviously in 2020 there wasn't anything due to COVID. So 2019, 2021, we have another championship here. That's a little bit of the OG that's sitting right here in the center, and I'm here with head coach and athletic director at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, Nick Dimitrievski. We're also here with GNeh-Kewon Mark Dahn III, and Shawn Altidor has come back. So apparently you're a popular person to have here on the broadcast of Bobcat Buzz, who's back again. Gentlemen, welcome, and of course I'm Dan Tortora of Wake Up Call. Welcome back to the show, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate having you here. GNeh-Kewon, you're the first, this is the first time you've ever been on the show.
Yes, sir.
For the Bobcat Buzz, so we're going to start with you. Before we get into rapid fire, why did you choose to come to Bryant Stratton?
Personally, it was a great opportunity to come, play college ball. I didn't have anywhere else to go at the time, so this was a great opportunity, and the coach, he laid it out. 2 championships, can't beat that. So.
And where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Pensacola, Florida, but my family were from West Africa, Liberia. I was the only one in my family that was born here in the States.
Only one born in the States?
Yeah.
And the rest of the family born in Liberia?
Yes, sir.
Have you been back to Liberia? Have you gone to visit?
Yeah, I go on a visit. I go back and forth during the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it like there? How would you describe it?
It's beautiful, beaches, the culture, Africa, So I can't wait to go back, honestly.
So I was told by someone who was coming from, I think, the western part of Africa. They had said to me, most of what you see on the news about Africa, when they say this place is bad, it's probably good, and when they say this one's good, it's probably bad.
Vice versa.
So how would you describe what you typically see compared to experiencing Africa for yourself?
Honestly, it's a great experience because, like I said, the culture is very different, but it's also welcoming at the same time. As far as family and friends, just welcoming. Even though, like, my first time there, no one has ever met me before. The first time I arrived, and they were just welcoming and loved me like I was there all along. So.
Do you want to expand a little bit so the people get to know you and your family, like what your father's got going on there, what you told me, which I think is really profound?
My dad, he's senior. He's actually GNeh-Kewon Mark Dahn the first, and then the second. It goes down. But anyway, yeah, my dad, he has a ministry in Liberia. We have a school, and we have 2 orphanages. And we have a clinic that we just finished, and just trying to get the second one underway. That's what we got going on in the capital of Liberia, which is Monrovia. So.
You said that as if it was like a small task to achieve.
It took some time, of course.
Clinics and orphanages and all this. I mean, obviously your family's paying it forward.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to see what your father has done?
It means a lot. As a kid, you don't really see it as much because you're a child. But as you get older, you see how much especially for me, my dad, what he went through to come here and to establish what he has. Thank God for all the hard work and just hard work and preservation. Just going at it, not quitting. So that's what I have. He's my biggest role model for sure. Pops.
And what's that? And Dad, you said is the first, right?
Yeah. No,
I lied.
Second.
He's the second.
Yes.
Grandpa's the first.
Yeah, Grandpa's the first.
Okay. Shawn, welcome back.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Doing well. I feel like the haircut has advanced. There's something about the hair now. I feel like it's more of a fresh cut now.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is there? What's changed in a year for Shawn Altidor?
Well,
Well, first of all, you didn't address him correctly. It's National Player of the Year, Shawn Altidor.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't know that was your first name. That was
Yeah.
the way they were supposed to bring you in here. National Player of the Year, middle name Shawn, last name Altidor.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations first and foremost on that. We were going to expand to that. I don't want to boost your ego too high,
Yeah,
first of all. But
yeah.
let's talk about the fresh cut first. I want to talk about the haircut.
So basically, I was just sick and tired of the long hair, and like I always had some short hair during my whole life.
Yeah.
I wanted to change it like last year, but then I realized like I'm getting older, so I need to like I get an older look good,
Get another look. Eventually, you just start shaving.
Right.
You just shave it down, which makes me more aerodynamic. I think I like it. So, National Player of the Year. When you hear that, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
I want to do it again. I'm trying to be like the best. I feel like I almost succeed to get like all the goals during the last season, but we lost at the finals though. So this year I'm trying to do better than I did last year, and Coach Nick is there to help me, and all the guys in my team are here to support each other and stuff like that.
When you get to the final game, and it was kind of unique this year because Maine Fort Kent, for both teams, for the women's team and the men's team at the end of the road here, when you have that taste in your mouth, Shawn, what does that do for you going into this season, enduring a game that was so close, coming down the wire, and whether you were watching online, following the score online, whether you were there physically, for me, it was nerve-wracking. I remember where I was sitting. I can only imagine what it obviously felt like to be on the field.
Yeah.
But to go back to that feeling, to get to the end, and for Fort Kent to be that team that's typically there these last couple of years, what do you remember of that game, and what has it done for you to give you the fuel for this season?
So what I do remember about this game is the intensity. That was like both team wanted to win so bad, but at the end of the day, there was couple action. Like sometimes when you rewatch the game, or you go on the video and stuff, you like, I could have done better. I could have done this instead of that. And sometimes it's like, you get a little something in your heart. But this year is gonna be better. And mostly, I just want to be the best. That's just the thing I want to do.
Coach, you know what it's like to win a national championship? When you're not winning a national championship, you're right there, like last season, in that place to win a national championship. So we're not used to not playing for it, so to speak. It's either the second best team in the nation or the top team in the nation. I think Bill Belichick owes you a phone call at this point. So when you go through a season like last season, having won in 2019, 2020 no soccer, and then 2021 to win, and 2022 to be right there, I know that every season you want to win, and I know, being around you these last couple of years, that whatever you did the year before doesn't matter once you step onto the field the next season. But what do you take away from last season to build off of to get so close once again?
So, we've been in 7 consecutive national championship games, and that's a tribute to all the players. I mean, we've had some big teams, big players. Last year, systematically, we probably had 5-6 guys that got denied visas, and that happens. And we had to figure out to get 5 other guys late in August, and we did a good job to get to the national championship. We lost in penalty kicks, which is amazing. This year, we got everybody we wanted. No hiccups there. And I mean, the team is just loaded. The guys that I got in, they're tremendous. I mean, these 2 big guys are going to wreak havoc. These 2 guys are going to be amongst the best forwards in the country. I don't see anybody stopping them, and they got a great supporting cast. So it's fueled my fire, because we were, in a sense, for lack of a better word, handicapped a little bit, but now we have a full strength team to be able to truly compete. And so far, the preseason has been just phenomenal. I mean, we are playing so fast. Shawn, was a National Player of the Year last year. And, I just see improved stuff, just runs that he wouldn't make last year, he's just making like that. And he's a great role model to the younger guys, including to everyone, and including to Marcus next to, Marcus is just going to be just the perfect complement to Shawn. I mean, no one is going to stop these guys. They're too strong, too fast. Imagine having two Patrick Ewings on your team. They're just too strong. And we got.
They'll forgive you that you said that in Syracuse, but
yeah. So I'm really excited about it. And I mean, they've been working so hard in practice. For the first time in 7 years, we're even trying different little systems here to what's going to be the best situation for us. So
yeah.
We're excited. We open up this weekend. We're really excited about that.
You spoke about little things that you're working on to see what system is best. Are we at any thought of not having the diamond?
Well, I think there's an opportunity because the type of kids we got in, there's more kids at certain positions that can offer us greater strengths.
Yeah.
So I do think we're going to be doing the diamond. I do think we're going to do a different system. I think you're going to see a hybrid of it.
Okay.
But both have worked, to me, phenomenal in practice. So it's exciting. It's exciting to see how it's going to, we can start off with the diamond where it's like, like Tyson, you're going after that knockout punch, and then go back to our stand-up system that we've been working on to finish off the game. So we're excited.
Shawn, how would you describe, coming off of what Coach just said, how would you describe what this team is going to look like on the field systematically?
So this year, like what I said in the training, I feel like this year the team they got more envy to play. So basically all the guys, they're brand new, fresh legs. Last year there was a couple of guys that won the ring once or twice there, so they did it already. They were not really trying to play or something, but this year all the guys are trying to go at it, and the place is not safe. No position is safe, so you got to work for your position.
GNeh-Kewon, for you coming onto this team, how would you describe what the dynamic is on the field of the talent and just also going kind of systematically into it as well?
I would describe it, just as Coach said, it's like a hybrid. There's so much talent and just honing it together, like we did at practice. When we're on and we're on fire. So we just gotta be consistent, be persistent on what we're doing, and have a good attitude about it, and just carry it through the whole season.
When you think about this roster and you look at all the guys that you're about to go on this journey with, what are some words that make sense to you to describe this team as a whole? Immaculate. I've never had anybody use that word to describe a team before. Why immaculate?
I'll tell you this, we can show you better than I can tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
If this doesn't get you energized, by the way, you guys, hopefully you can feel this through the screen, but there's an energy that's coming off you right now where there was a point where you had said something and he was just nodding like, yeah, like we're going to be like those dogs this year. I could feel that energy come from you, and I'm like, I'm not even going to look at him right now because you were looking through that wall. And I don't think anybody's going to want to be on the other side of that.
I hope not.
And what you don't see from that screen, if these guys are to stand up, 6'3", 6'2", 6'4" guys that are going to wreak some havoc.
Yeah, because that's the thing, like standing at 5'8", that's soccer size, right? That's like my size. I'm like, that's soccer. You guys are coming out here like wide receivers. You're playing soccer. Shawn, what's a word that you would use?
When I was younger, there was one coach. He always used that word. He said "grinta." I think it's a Spanish word, but basically it means like you need to be hungry. Hunger. That's what the team. Sorry, that's what our team got right now. They got hunger. They're trying to learn. They're trying to be better, and that's what I like about this team.
Immaculate, hunger, these are probably my favorite words I've ever heard to describe a team. Coach, what's your word this season?
Opportunists. You know, opportunists. I mean, we really got a really strong team. And, you know, on paper, I don't remember the potential explosiveness that we've had in a while. And this team is so close. This preseason has been phenomenal. So that's what I'm saying, opportunities. I don't know if they really know how good we really are. You know, once we gel and have chemistry and figure stuff out, man, it's going to be something really, really special, and it's going to be an incredible ride.
Before we get into rapid fire, where we all get to put each other on the hot seat and have some fun with that, with all of this talent, focus is important, right? Because we've seen teams in any sport feel themselves, get that ego, and on paper they look great, but at the end of the year they don't perform because they've kind of bought into their hype. How do you keep the hype at bay and stay focused on, as good as you believe you are and as good as you very well could be, how do you keep your focus to make sure that you don't lose games due to your ego? And I'll start with you.
For me,
Yeah.
my parents have always taught me to be humble. And the thing Coach always said is focus on the next play. Whether it's something good that happened or something bad that happened. Focus on the next play and keep going.
Shawn, for you, how does ego and hype not kind of get this team in a negative way?
I would say for my part, in my head, there's always someone better than you. So if you don't keep working, someone's working behind you, and they're just gonna take your place. So you ain't got no choice but to work, basically.
Coach, you and I have spoken about this, and you've shared it. You know, going to the championship 7 straight times, winning a bunch of national championships. You have a fire that's pretty clear when people meet you. How do you kind of manage all that and say what you said today? You know, I have a great team. You have all of this talent. You have depth. How do you, at the same time as these student athletes are doing it, keep the focus and not kind of live in this world of, you know, we're the best? Because you can teach, you know, you can obviously teach the positivity and talk about what you believe this team can be and what they're capable of. But to also have that humble, hardworking, as good as we think we are, we still have to go and do everything in practice every single opportunity. How do you keep that at the forefront to say, I believe in this team, and at the same time, we got to stay focused so that we can actually do what we set out to do?
Well, you know, first of all, I think they all keep each other in check. You know, one person is better than the other, so they all have a common goal to keep each other in check.
Yeah.
Try to keep that humbleness. You know, I really focused on trying to get a hard-working, committed type individual here, like-minded individual, and I think we've done a lot of that. You know, learning, growing, togetherness, all that is the recipe. And then you see these little successes in practice. You see these little things happen in practice, which, you know, is success. Little skyrockets go off. Okay, we can do this. Now we're going to do this. Now we're getting excited. We're talking about championships. You know, we've got basically a brand new team.
Yeah.
So I think they're very, I hope they're very excited about the passion that I bring, you know, and what we're trying to do. And not only that, you mentioned something, we've done the diamond for a while, but we're opening to future trends. We're seeing what can we do better with our guys.
Yeah.
How can we do that? You know, and I think that is probably one of the most important things, is not to be sedentary. What else can you do? How else can you make things? You know, I've already had talks with Marcus, you know, to improve your game with these other guys. How can we do this? And you can see it happen firsthand. So I think it's, you know, they're all buying in, which is the biggest thing, you know, and then you see the little successes at practice.
And with that, we'll take a step aside and we'll be back with rapid fire. It's hot seat time right after this.